Welcome to the Six Demon Bag Podcast, where we pull random topics related to writing, comics, movies, all that kind of thing.
This is Ed. I'm the author of 3.5 Children, 12 novels, 12 unproduced screenplays, and all your nightmares.
I'm Jeff. I write science fiction and horror.
This is Drew, gaming aficionado, anime critic, and political addict.
Hi, my name's Ryan. More different Ryan than the other Ryan.
This is Ryan, jack of all trades, master of most.
So, my dad, he was raised by my step-grandfather, basically. His mother remarried after World War II because his real dad, my grandfather, died in a tank in France. And so there's one picture, one old black and white picture outside the barracks at I don't know where, in Kentucky or something, and it's just a picture of my grandfather with his helmet and his uniform and everything, his GI outfit, holding my dad as a baby, and that's all we have of my grandfather. And he used to, I went through his old letters and stuff, and he used to, so you couldn't take pictures, obviously, when you were overseas, because it was, your locations were supposed to be of a sensitive nature and everything, but he would instead draw, and you couldn't describe where you were at, but he would draw pictures on the envelopes of where things he saw, old castles, and wherever he was in Europe, he would draw these amazing drawings all over the envelopes for my grandmother and stuff. But he died, and before he shipped out, Coca-Cola had this traveling, they set up a recording booth on the bases, and in Times Square I think they did it too, and so they used the same kind of equipment that Lomax used when he was getting all these, recordings of rural black folk singers and folk stories and all kinds of stuff. Alan Lomax and everything. And so it would press a record basically. It was like you were in it was like a thing that would get towed behind a car, and you could press a wax record with this thing.
And made you thirsty for Coke.
Yeah, and push Coke at the same time. But yeah, it was called I'll have to think of the title, but so GIs would basically record a message to their loved ones before they shipped out and everything, and then Coca-Cola would ship it to them for free in a cardboard envelope and stuff. And so for years and years and years, my dad got from my grandmother the record that my grandfather, his actual father, had recorded with a message to him and to, my grandmother, and I think to my grandmother's parents or something, because he was estranged from his own parents. And so for years and years and years, ever since I was a little kid, I knew that he had this thing, but he'd never played it. He'd never heard his father's voice and everything, because the thing was so old and kind of warped looking and everything, and we were worried that it was deteriorating and stuff over the years, and we were afraid that if we tried to play it on a regular turntable, it would just disintegrate, and that would be the end of it, So every once in a while, I would try to contact some recording studio or something and see if they could, play it for him or something, or record it or digitize it or something. And I tried NPR, I tried, various radio stations, and nobody ever got back to me. And so finally I found this place. I was looking one day. My dad had been really ill lately and stuff. He had a lot of health problems. And I just happened to look up one more day trying to find something for his Father's Day for him. And I found this place in Missouri that had already digitized. They had a local news story in Missouri is how I found it. And one of their online newspapers or something had digitized one of these messages for some lady who hadn't, had a record from her grandfather or something like that, or her father. So I contacted him on Facebook. The guy got immediately right back to me and was like, he'd love to do it. He's willing to do it and all this kind of stuff. So I contacted my mom, and my dad was just out of the hospital, was home, and they were looking for something to do, and they wanted to take a trip, but they didn't want to go anyplace they'd been already. So my mom arranged to take my dad this one weekend down to this little town in Missouri. I think it was on the banks of the river or something, and record with this guy and everything. So then he was nice enough to take a video of my dad like basically hearing his own father's voice for the first time or something. So it was really cool. He sounded like so young. I mean, you imagine a guy's voice for decades that, this is the grandfather that I never heard, but he sounded younger than I am, like he sounded like a kid, basically. He was a kid. He was like 19 or 20 or something. But anyway, I got the recording now and everything, and a picture of my dad, like, reacting to, hearing his father's voice for the first time and everything. And so that was a really cool Father's Day. That's probably the best Father's Day gift I ever gave him, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you can top that.
No.
All you out there with fathers, sorry, you're screwed.
Mark Hamill on Twitter.
Twitter.
What, my Mark Hamill liked my tweets story or
Yeah.
something? I don't remember what I
Fucking
said.
noteworthy.
I don't remember what I said, unfortunately. I was telling like really stupid dad jokes with him or something, and I couldn't tell you exactly what the tweet was. I don't remember. I have it saved on my special moments thing on Twitter or whatever.
Just
But I don't have my
Mark
phone.
Hamill tweeted at Ed, apparently.
He liked something I said. I was joking around with him or something, and he liked something I said like twice, 2 consecutive days.
Hey, at Mark Hamill, I
We're-
paid you $200 for your autograph.
So we're practically.
Like-
It was $100. It was $100.
Did you slide into your DMs?
Oh yeah. What does that mean?
Direct messages.
Get out of
My-
my dreams.
But what does it mean to slide into your
my
DMs?
Basically
DMs.
trying to hit on somebody.
That's what Ryan had happen at the doctor. Somebody slid into his DMs, right?
His BMs.
And cut.
Ryan, old dad nurse.
What?
I went to the doctor for so they could check out my back because my back was really hurting, and that never happens. And I was like, oh boy, this means I'm getting old for sure. Drew can sympathize.
Yes.
He's the back pain master of back pain disaster.
The back does attack.
And so the nurse who was like doing the pre-exam was like, yeah, man, you're just getting old, And I was like, what? Shit. And then he started talking to me about his family and like how he had 3 kids and his wife wanted another kid, but he didn't want to be an old dad. And he was like, we're just old, man. You're just getting too old. You can't have kids.
How old
You're
was
too
the-
old.
How old was the nurse?
He was like my age, I guess, maybe a little older, a couple years older. And then he started telling me about all the old dads that he sees come through because, the hospital is in Santa Monica, basically. So it's like old, rich dudes who have like young wives, presumably. And he's like, man, these old guys with their kids, and they're so tired and old. It really depressed me. And that's pretty much the whole story. But at first I was like, hey, what a friendly fella. And at the end, by the time he left, I was like, fuck you.
You're so depressed.
Yeah, so I just...
Hey,
and
but
then,
your back
and then
didn't
of course,
hurt so much.
And then it takes like an hour for the doctor to come in when you just go to the doctor's office. So I'm just like sitting there all alone in a room, feeling old and stewing in my depression and anger. Bedside manner, 0%.
Well, he's a nurse. He's not supposed to have bedside manner.
Ah, really?
I don't
Have you
know.
ever heard of Florence Nightingale?
Yeah.
If anything, nurses are supposed to be more sympathetic, and
More-
doctors are supposed to be brusque. My doctor's
Yeah.
super nice, though.
You got cancer.
Sorry.
Does it get made today?
So-
Old, weird, or edgy movies?
My question to you is, would Beetlejuice get made today? I honestly don't think it would.
I don't remember Beetlejuice well enough to know.
Is it possible that Marvel could acquire the rights to Beetlejuice? Then it would get made. And
Right. But it's so weird and left of center and odd. It's just, I mean, I know times they are changing and everything, and it always changes. But
I mean-
and I guess it depends on who's like attached. Like maybe if
Yeah,
a
there's-
superstar gets attached and like wants to do it as their dream project,
I get-
maybe
there,
it
there's
gets made
still
today.
like the just random indulgent bullshit, like the Johnny Depp does movies just because he likes mustaches, and it's like something no one in their right mind wants and no one sees and probably loses money. But I mean, generally, those movies that aren't tent poles and aren't little indie movies don't exist unless it is like the kind of residual Johnny Depp with a fake mustache kind of thing.
Right. every time I watch Beetlejuice, which is frequently, it strikes me how bizarre and awesome and quirky and weird it is.
I feel that way about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is such a bizarre concept, I think.
Yeah, but Dan Aykroyd had a lot of pull, I guess.
Yeah, but Dan
I
Aykroyd's
mean,
original concept was it was going to be in space.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, super crazy. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Maybe, do you think Ghostbusters gets made today?
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't
Well,
think Ghostbusters
Yeah,
gets
a
made
lot of
today.
things that
Probably
are
belong
made
to their time
as
so.
Hollywood movies would get made.
Maybe if they made it as a comic first.
Well, but even the streaming services originals tend to be not like that weird or original. I don't know. I don't watch like the OA
little
or
thing
anything.
called Stranger Things, totally original. How dare you?
That's true.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
yeah,
Oh,
we do
I-
not
I-
mention the show that must not be named.
Stranger Things is like a rip on everything you've ever seen.
Rubik's
before,
Cube, the
basically.
series.
Jeff's gym nickname. So up until recently, I worked at a gym for a very long time, and
Nazi.
Huh?
Was that your? I'm just
He's
guessing what
guessing
your
what your
gym
nickname was.
might have been.
all right.
Sorry.
You can keep interjecting guesses.
I shan't.
No,
I shan't,
no.
I promise.
It will be delightful.
Poophead man.
Good stuff.
Was it Jeff?
Step up from Nazi, I guess.
Was it Jeff?
Let's play this out.
Bag of
Nazi-
donuts. Was
yeah.
it bag of donuts?
Nazi. Wow.
Oh, because we were talking about Nazis earlier. That's the only reason I said
Oh,
that.
sure, yeah.
Jeffy 2 times.
I got to get the papers. Get the papers.
So I've worked at this gym for many years as a personal trainer, and there was a shift a long time ago, which was we wouldn't get paid for time when we were not training clients. And there's no break room, there's no lounge or anything like that, so it basically behooved me to just leave when I wasn't there. So even if it was just go around the corner to a coffee shop or something and write for 30 minutes. You know, it was perfect. And so I would always just kind of arrive the second my session started and leave the second my sessions ended. And one day, it's like 5 seconds before my session's about to start, and my client was standing there with my manager kind of looking around for me, and then I came in like through the side door, and she's like, "Oh, there he is." And my manager goes, "Yeah, that's why we call him Batman. He just kind of shows up, does his job,
Oh,
and
man.
leaves."
That's way cooler than
Yeah,
Nazi.
That's way better than
So
bag of donuts.
many times, you know, I would just kind of like sneak up on people because they'd be looking around like, "Where is he? Where is he?" And I would just appear because I just been doing it for years. And one of the sales guys was saying, "I got nicknames for all you guys. Guess what my nickname for you is?" And I said, "Batman." And then I left, and he like fell out and started just laughing his ass off. I felt really good. It was like perfect comic timing. I like the word was on the tip of his tongue, and then I snatched it. It was like the most Batman thing I could have fucking done. And I came back an hour later, and he sees me, and he's just still laughing. And I have this shirt that has bats on it. It's like L.A., and it's L.A. is made out of bats. And so I was like, "Dude, check out the shirt." He's like, no, dude, you didn't let me finish. I call you the dad bod trainer." And I was like, "Oh, yeah.
Totally wrong.
Well, yeah, that's a nickname. Yeah, I guess it fits."
Dead body.
Well, I'll just,
Batman Beyond.
I guess I'll just flit over here. Yeah, that was a bad day. Better than Nazi, though, I suppose.
So, tangential to your story, Jeff.
Are you saying that word right? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, I've been saying it wrong.
I mean, if you want to get Siri in here, we can do it, but...
No, I've been saying tangential.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Ed's tangenitals are going to get burned off in the nuclear war.
I'm sunbathing, so I have tangenitals. Death whistle or shut up?
So I went to the Getty Museum with some people. I love the Getty. I love museums in general. I'm a big fan of history. And there was a guy there with a table and he was talking all about Aztec and Mayan culture. And I saw that amongst all the amazing things he had on the table, all the artifacts and things like that, he had an Aztec death whistle.
I know of this thing, I think.
So the Aztec death whistle, I've probably sent videos of this around to you guys. It's a whistle with like a ball in the chamber, and when you blow into it, it makes this hellish shrieking sound. And they even stylize the whistles as skulls. It's super cool. So he also had on the table a macahuitl, which is a wooden war club that is studded with obsidian blades. So the thing is just like a giant serrated scalpel. It's just a horrendous Aztec weapon. And so I was so excited to like talk to this guy and like geek out about death whistles and macahuitls and things like that. He's talking to these two old ladies about the different overlapping tribes in the Yucatan and Quintana Roo, and he's just going on and on and on about native plants and native flowers. And we're with a kid, and I want to like show the kid the death whistle, the war club, you know, the cool shit. And this guy just talks for like 20 minutes, and it's hot, and we're in direct sun. And I've already pushed it way too far. This kid has lost all patience, and now I'm the asshole for making us wait in line. So I'm like, all right, forget it. We'll come back later. So we leave. We go inside. We go around the exhibit. We have lunch. We come back. He's still there. I'm like, can we go back to the Aztec and Mayan table? Can we talk to this guy? And there's like only one person in front of us. And someone's like, what are the native plants in the Yucatan? And he's like, well, you've got these different types of corn. And it's like, God damn it.
So many grasses.
So we're now like 40 minutes invested in this thing, and nothing cool has happened. And he's like, and with this particular type of yucca cordage, you can make a very strong string. String so strong no one can break it. And then he looks up and he points at me and he says, here, you look like a big strong fella. See if you can break this. And I know this thing's going to be really strong, but fuck this guy. So I wrap this thing around my hands over and over and over again, and I start pulling, and he's like, see, it's totally unbreakable. Snap. And I snap it, and I hand it back to him, and he's like, oh. And I just
My life is a lie.
My life
totally fucked up his whole vibe.
And then he
fold up the
strangled
table?
himself with
He
yucca.
folded up the table and
And
just
he-
went left.
No, he grabbed the macahuitl
Just
and the
ran.
death whistle, and I was like, yes! So I handed him back his broken cordage, and he wasn't going to talk about macahuitl, so I was like, all right, let's get out of here. And
Even if you'd asked.
my hands were bleeding where the cord had sliced into it because the string was so unbreakable. But I call that a moral victory.
Oh, boy.
So, is it a whistle you blow at your own death or to make other people die?
To scare your enemies.
Scare them to death.
Okay.
Insert clip of an Aztec death whistle.
That's temp sound.
Dead whistle.
Unspokables.
Have you ever thought about sentences that have never been said in the history of time? One easy way to do this is to use a weird sentence with a word that was newly coined, like fleek, but using ordinary words. Right now, do you think you can craft a sentence that has never, ever been said by the billions of people on Earth through all of time?
Purple pumpkins are eating the soles of my feet. You think that's been said ever?
My brain droppings cause civilizations to rise and fall.
Shit. Holy shit.
I said that just the other week.
Scooby-Doo bore my illegitimate children.
Kevin Smith said that.
Shit.
Purple Norpals have ended cataclysms that the puppies have created.
Double purples.
Did you say
This is
Norkels?
like aphasia or something.
So, Bathroom Etiquette 2019.
All right, we've talked about bathroom etiquette many times on this podcast.
Not in 2019.
But recently, I was at the gym. I walked in to the men's room, and there was a dude butt-ass naked, nuts on the sink, straight up shaving his cock and balls.
Wow. I say that goes against Bathroom Etiquette 2019.
Jeez.
And the thing was, no one said anything.
There were other people in the bathroom?
Yeah, it was a full bathroom.
What the fuck? I would have kicked that guy right in the asshole.
No one wanted to get involved. First of all, he was holding a blade to his
Exactly why I would have done it.
Secondly, it's the type of thing that people can get away with. There's
Yeah.
good behavior, there's bad behavior, and then there's behavior so bad that no one will ever call you on it because no one wants to be the guy that'd be like, Sir,
Kindly
will you
tuck
please
your
stop
genitals
shaving
away."
your cock and balls?
I actually invented a term for that at a place I used to work. It was called Sasha came to work with his balls out. So there's this Ukrainian guy named Sasha, a very nice guy, would never come to work with his balls out. But we imagined if he just walked in and his balls were out, he's like, "Hey guys," because like you, that was his accent. He's a very mild-mannered, nice man. He would never do that. But the point being that when someone behaves so badly, you, the person
You're
calling it
shocked.
out, will be the one feeling like an asshole because how can you embarrass Sasha that way?
But
So
that's
the term is what?
that's not-
Sasha came to work with his balls out.
that term doesn't fit. It's like no one wants to say, dude, your deodorant doesn't work because you smell really badly, because you are the monster in that situation.
Yeah.
But
Well, you could
no,
say
I'm
it to
talking
the guy
about
without
behavior
telling
that is
everybody.
so egregiously foul. Like that guy knew he was shaving his cock and balls
Right.
in the
I
sink.
hope so.
Right.
Because he
You mean
wrapped a
he's-
paper towel around his dick so he could like really get in there and trim it.
Get a good grip.
Oh.
Yeah.
It seems frightening also that you don't know what that person is capable of. It's like a super edgy Joker reboot. Like you just don't know what crazy things he could do. He's like, Batman, I'm in your bathroom shaving my cock and balls
Dude,
because
all
I'm
in-
edgy.
if the
Directed by Todd
if the
Snyder.
Joker shaved his balls in Wayne Manor, that would be it. He would win.
What is the name of the director that does pretty?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Todd Snyder's a folk
Release
singer.
the Snyder cut. Am I right?
A lot of talk about balls and butts.
That's
Joker
16 in the bag
shaved-
podcast, baby.
The Joker
They don't
shaved
call it a
his,
sack for
you
nothing.
said if the Joker shaved his dick in Wayne Manor, that would be Eddie. He'd
Yeah,
just
he
win.
would win. Yeah.
Speaking of sentences
And
that
then
have
Michael
never been uttered
Caine,
before.
Michael Caine would be there, like, sir.
So we have a separate room for that.
What do you mean he'd win, though? What do you mean he'd win? Like, Batman would just move out?
Yeah, he would quit.
Bruce Wayne would just leave
He would
Gotham?
fucking quit. He might even drop himself off a building.
Evil have
No one wants to see
stripes,
shorn Joker balls.
If I got up and there was a clown shaving his balls in my bathroom, I think I would fucking burn it down. Like, I'd just stuff a towel under the door and set the whole fucking thing on fire. I would never want to be in that bathroom again.
Find us at 6demonbagpodcast.com, 6demonbagpodcast@gmail, Facebook, and Instagram, and on Twitter at 6demonpodcast. Special thanks to Colleen Green for the use of her song, Why Do You Call Me, off the Green One album.
This is Ed. If you want to find more about me, you can look up my blog, emurtalek.wordpress.com, Delirium Tremens, or Facebook. I'm there all the time.
This is Jeff. You can find more at Carter Wrote It on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Drew. You can find me on Twitter at GenFactor.
You can find me, Ryan, on YouTube at 20th Century RG with the number 20.